such sights to show you. I have pain. Fire with crown, I weep pity bomb.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Once again, it's Wednesday night. You know that means Hun Ya Geek showing. And with me.
Whoop, whoop.
Like, ooh, 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 ooh. Dance, monkey, dance. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, ooh. That's enough of that.
Yeah, that's enough of that. We're not American. Let's crack on, shall we?
Let's crack on instead of cracking off. Let's go.
Exactly. Well, I cracked one off the other day and it was fucking marvelous. Anywho, enough of that.
Yeah.
With me as ever, she can do the hully dully. She can do the hully gully. She can imitate Vince Scully. I'll never understand her fully. It is Miss Violet Impulse, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome to another 80s-tastic episode of Hun Ya Geek is showing. We are rocking this 80s train right the way through to Bristol.
Do we have to?
I mean, that's
You've been to fucking Bristol. I have.
I have family down that way.
Exactly. Let's go somewhere else.
Says it all, really, doesn't it? Anyway, how are you guys?
Good, mate. Yeah, can't complain.
I mean, you could complain, but nobody would listen.
Nah, no one
That's
cares.
what I oftenly say when people say, oh, I can't complain. Yeah, no one would listen even if you did.
Nah, true. How are you? You all right?
I'm very good. I'm recovering from a little bit of a sore throat because your demon queen over here went to see her favorite band on Tuesday night at the O2 Institute,
Oh, I didn't
Birmingham.
know the village people were still going.
Pardon?
I didn't know the village people were still going.
I went to see Skinned and I picked up a piece of memorabilia that I absolutely freaking adore. It is my skin dolly. I am so happy to have this.
She got that dolly.
So yeah, more in-depth look at her later on in the new year on the channel with possibly a new show coming along.
You'd like to have an in-depth look at her.
Oh, you.
You're not denying it.
Bill Clinton. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Continuing. How are you?
Yeah, man. I'm saying.
Good.
I've been sipping on homemade plum wine.
Oh, guy loves his plums.
Fucking right, I do. So does the adjudicator. Oh, she's gone.
Have too much drink, you prick. I don't like drinking in that way. Right, now that I've survived.
Yeah, we better crack on with the show. Have we got any of those there shout outs?
We do have a couple of shouty outs. We have HYGS first.
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong page again, typical me. Oh no, sorry. First up is actually a movie from our wonderful supporter over at the Retro Movie Zone, Mr. Tony Harris, son of the Pertwee. We love you, Tony. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And he goes on to say, cracking episode, folks. Really enjoyed the pick 5 format. I think this is kind of, we're hitting our rhythm here with these pick 5 things. Like, it seems to work on a lot of these episodes. Tangent alert, people. But I don't think when we're doing our subject videos like we do when we're going to do the Stephen King one, the Mad Max one, that kind of thing, I think it'd be, if we do the top 5 picks in that, would be top 5 favorite scenes or 5 favorite moments. Possibly we haven't got there yet. But yeah, anyway, great choices too. As always, you've given me something to talk about on next week's Saturday movie and TV zone. Keep up the excellent work and the trolls. Look forward to the next episode. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, Tony. You are an absolute legend around here. Mainly talking about your dad.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Up next, we have the guy over from Twitter, the Gaz man, Invisigaz with "Hi, fuck off."
See? Fucking told you. Told you take the fuck off.
And here's what got you guys debating up an absolute storm in the comments. So I'm not going to read it all. People who want to find out, go over to the comment section, check it out yourself. It's World War Doctor Who over there. But Gaz goes on to say here, didn't like Doctor Who's 60th.
Oh.
I thought it was terribly written. RTD undid one of the best modern Who stories to give us tripe. Sorry, laughing emoji. Great picks again this week. Everyone a banger. I haven't seen Runaway though, so we'll have to check it out. Cheers, guy. Here's some of my sci-fis. Here's some sci-fis from me. Hopefully you haven't seen them. And we have the Ice Pirates. I've not seen. Have you?
No.
Outlander.
No.
I think I've seen that. It's on my I think I may have seen it pile. Galaxy of Terror. Yes, I've seen Galaxy of Terror because it's infamously a Roger Corman film and it's dubbed the $2 million Alien ripoff.
Mm.
And the set design on that film was done by a young JC and it helped get him the job doing Aliens. So, roundabouts. Eliminators. I have seen it, but not since I was like high to a dwarf. You know, I was very, very young when I saw it. Probably too young to be watching that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're not that much taller now.
I stand a total of 5'11" without heels. Thank you.
On tiptoes.
I'm not going to make a fat joke. I'm going to refrain from it.
Yeah, you better not, Hornhead.
And the last one, TerraVision. I have seen TerraVision, but again, not for a very long time. Like
I've seen TerraVision live a few times.
Not the band, not the band.
Oh.
But I have seen TerraVision, but not for a very, very. I mean, I think I was maybe 11 or 12 when I watched it. So yeah, not seen it in a very long time. And my honorable mentions this week, because everyone probably seen these: Battle Beyond the Stars, yes. Krull, yes. And Transformers the movie. No, I've not seen that at all.
Never heard of it.
Didn't interest me, that one. You know. Couldn't keep a straight face on. I'm sorry. Keep up the great work. You keep making them, and I'll keep watching them. Love you both. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love much. Back to you, guys.
And I've got to say, I've been watching some of Gaz's videos over on his channel, and they're really rather good.
Ooh.
So if you like, your Transformers and your Warhammer 40k, get over there.
Go check it out. Yeah, and then a lot of the rest of the comments that I'm scrolling through here are between you and him and the little debate you had about Doctor Who. Then we get to the man, the myth, the beard, the ginger one, Mr. JK47. Ninja JK. Whoop, whoop. We love JK over here.
I've got to stop doing this dance because it looks like I'm just wanking off giants.
Whatever floats your boat, and from what I've heard with their loads, they can.
I know. Oh, fucking hell.
Right. Yes. JK's comment here, Brian Yuzna. Now, I talked about this last week that I could not think of the film. And for the rest of the week, I couldn't until JK made his comment.
Oh, JK to the rescue.
And the second film he mentioned, my brain went, that was it. He goes here to list some of his films. Bride of Reanimator, amazing sequel. Society, that was the one I was thinking of because there's a scene in it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, so I don't want to spoil it too much. But there's this one scene where this amorphous body thing is going around, and you've got somebody's face coming out of somebody else's backside. It is body horror to the extreme. Trust me, if you like weird, wacky films that parody the rich, go and check that film out.
That sounds like my workplace on a daily basis.
He also goes on to say, Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, and many more. Yes, but like I said, as soon as I saw Society, I was like, that's the one I was thinking of. I couldn't think what it was called.
Mm.
So thank you so much for clearing my brain up. You cleared space in my mental locker. Thank you. I am sure I have seen Bad Biology, but I will have to refresh my memory. We'll talk about that later then once you've given it a rewatch. I didn't mind Jodie Whittaker's version of the Doctor, but I really enjoyed Sacha Dhawan, is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
As the Master. 80s
Yes.
sci-fi, grew up on that, and there are so many great ones to choose from. Great choices from you all, especially Spaceballs. Absolutely love that film and hits all the right notes. And then we go on to his choices. We have here for my choices with an honorable mention to Weird Science. I nearly picked Weird Science.
Oh, Kelly LeBrock.
I know. Do you know what though is weird for me? It's not the looks that do it, it's her voice.
I think that's a bit of both for me.
As soon as I hear her voice, I'm just like, pass me a tea towel. I need to wipe up. Sorry.
Tito.
Sorry.
Illusions of grandeur.
There are so many to choose from, but to narrow it down to The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Again, nearly chose that one. RoboCop, love it. Dune, I think Dune may get its own episode, but for me, I'd focus more on the book because the book is superior to the films.
And for that one, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a guest host because I'll be unavailable.
The Last Starfighter, that one is really good. The guy plays the video games and then ends up getting taken into, and he finds out it's a training simulator thing for an actual galactic war.
Yes.
Very good film. Only seen it a handful of times, but every time I've watched it, I've loved like the creature effects and the special effects. It's just quintessential 80s.
Yes.
Aliens. And it ends with Aliens. Great episode. Thank you so much, JK. And again, you and Gaz got chatting up a storm in the comments there. So much love to all. And I do believe that is it for the shout outs for last week's episode.
Mint. Okay, and it's time to get on to what you've been watching, mate.
What have I been watching? Well, not much. I got through Bones. I finally finished Bones. Loved Bones. What I have been watching in the time when I have had free time to watch is I'm going back to a series I discovered, I want to say about 6, maybe 7 years ago on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's a program called Siren, and it's about mermaids in a coastal town.
Right.
It only ran for 3 seasons, and when it was on the Sci-Fi Channel, I only got through a season and a half.
Sorry, I've got something in my eye. Carry on.
I missed the whole end of it and everything. So I've now started a series rewatch on that, kind of refreshing my memory with bits that I can remember from it. And I've got to say, its production values let it down a little bit in the first season, but the story is there. So you can kind of overlook some wonky CG and some questionable set design. But other than that, I'm enjoying it. It's about mermaids in the real world, what they would really be like, and it's quite interesting. So on Disney Plus, check it out. Recommendation from me.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Yes, it is. Yes.
All right.
Even if you just watch one episode, no, it's not for me. At least give it a try. What you been watching then, guy?
More MasterChef Professionals. I know it's not geeky, folks, but I do watch some stuff that isn't geeky.
Or Doctor Who.
Or Doctor, yeah. Or Star Wars, or just, I do have some non-geeky traits. I'm sorry, but I do. There, I said it. I feel better. I came out.
Not all of us are 100% geeky. It's perfectly fine.
What else have I been watching? Oh, man. I saw the trailer for season 4 of The Boys. Oh, my God, it was fabulous.
Speaking of trailers, I watched the trailer for Mad Max Furiosa.
Oh, I've not seen that yet, so don't spoil it for me.
Um, I'm hopeful. I'm very,
La,
very
la,
hopeful.
la, 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 la,
No,
la.
no, I'm not going to say anything I saw. All I'm going to say is that it does look good.
Okay. It
So,
does.
yeah, you have to check out the trailer for that one. It does look very good. So,
Well, let's hope it's better than Fury Road. 'Cause
I liked Fury Road. In fact, we'll talk about this in the Mad Max episode, folks.
we
But for
will.
me, it goes 1, 2, Fury Road, 3. I, I, I wasn't overly keen on number 3.
Those fighting words.
Coming
So
in
you know,
for Mad Max, Impulse versus Random, who wins?
I'm a dirty fighter. Just saying. Just saying. Of course, I also watched Doctor.
Doctor Who, Doctor Who.
Okay, go on, carry on. Let's hear more of that.
No, no, it was just Doctor Who, Doctor Who. Wasn't there a song like
Doctor
that?
Who,
Who,
hey, Doctor,
That's what my brain was
hey.
channeling. That's what my brain was channeling. It was a message from Tony's dad up in the TARDIS somewhere.
Mm.
Anyway,
But,
continuing. What was
but yeah,
what was this episode like? Did you enjoy it?
I did actually. It's had a rate out slating from the fan base, but I actually enjoyed it because it reminded me of episodes like Midnight and stuff from the classic era. It was very sort of very much a bottle episode, but you know, they had a load of fucking shooting explosions and big stuff last week, and of course next week they will as well. So
You got to
yeah, they're getting extra money from
out
Disney Plus, but it's still a finite amount of money.
yeah, and you do need to kind of focus it down a little bit when you've had such a heavy action thing. You need to let things settle and let things breathe a little bit before you go on to the next big action episode. So,
Mm.
I mean, again, I've not watched them. I don't have access to BBC because I refuse to pay a TV license. But
I'm saying that in public. So,
anyway, but yeah. So I'd like to catch up with it at some point. I'll probably wait for like a DVD box set or something, knowing me.
mm.
Or wait until someone's watching it around their house and I can be like, I'll watch it. So yeah, but as long as you enjoyed it, that's the main thing. And
I did.
I say this about a lot of fandoms, right? Just because X, Y, and Z didn't fucking enjoy it doesn't mean you can't. If you enjoy it, don't be a sheep and go with the crowd. If you enjoy it, enjoy
Yeah,
it.
I
I'm one of
agree.
the few people that actually enjoys ABPR. As bad as that film is, there's moments on it where I actually do enjoy it.
Mm.
Not the whole thing, but there are moments where I'm like, I love this film. Just because it did that one thing, I love this film.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, moving on. What is tonight's
Mm.
topic,
Well, we have once again filled up the time machine with 4-star. It's a cheap time machine, folks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's made out of an old Ford Escort and a couple of beer cans.
Yeah, because
Powered by wishes.
we're poor motherfuckers. So yeah. So the time travel's ready. We're back to the 80s once again for shooty, shooty, bang, bang. It's action time, folks.
These action films. Up in here with Miss Violet and the Random Man.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, I suppose I can go first. Ladies first, after all.
Where?
Right. My
She's
first.
no lady. She's my
My,
wife. Oh, good shit. The look I just got.
settle it down. Right. My first pick may be a controversial one, but my
Oh,
first pick is the journey of Jacob and Eli Blue to save their orphanage home. It is the Blues Brothers.
Jacob and Eli Blue.
Wasn't that their names?
No, Jake and Elwood Blues.
Elwood, that was it. I've not seen
Not
it in
blue.
years. I've not
Not
seen it in
blue.
years.
Blues.
Blues Brothers. Anyway, the Blues
Oh,
Brothers is
getting
my
Blues
first pick.
Brothers wrong.
I'm not in a
Don't make
good
me
state
give
of
you a hard.
mind right now.
Don't make me give you a hard stare.
It's been a long day. My brain is slightly foggy. Yes. Anyway, the Blues Brothers is my first pick. Now, it may be controversial, but again, we sort of discussed this before we started recording, is that there's a lot of overlap in 80s films because half of the stuff that I picked for last week's episode was on the list for this week's episode when I was doing my online research. And I'm like, that's horror, that's action, that's sci-fi, that's horror, sci-fi. So there was a lot of
Yeah.
blending of the genres. And this may be more comedy, but I mean, that car chase at the end. Oh my good God, is that? And even nowadays, if you want to know how to do a modern day car chase scene, watch that film.
Yeah.
Honestly, watch that film. The soundtrack is freaking phenomenal.
Mm.
Dan Aykroyd and John
John Belushi.
Belushi at their absolute comedy best. They were just coming out of Saturday Night Live at the time, weren't they?
Yeah, they done a. I think they done. Well, John Belushi had definitely done Animal House.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
yeah. Actually, this might be their first feature. I'm not sure.
not 100% on that fact, folks.
No.
If I'll check the facts later, and if I find it out, I'll put it across the bottom of the screen for you. But yeah, that is my first pick. Blues Brothers, absolutely amazing film, amazing car chase, amazing soundtrack.
I
Guy,
think you
any
gotta.
thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think you got to be amazed at the performance of John Belushi because apparently he spent most of his off time in his trailer doing speedballs. So,
Yeah. Unfortunately, John Belushi, he was infamous back then for being a bit of a
speedballs ain't no fucking joke.
yeah, he was a substance's best friend. Let's put it that way.
He was his fucking dealer's best friend too.
But it was the 80s, so
Yeah,
excess was kind of the theme of the decade. If you're gonna do it, go all in and do it.
it's a quintessential 80s film for me. I just love the bones of it. I didn't pick it, so I don't actually consider it an action film. I consider it more of a musical comedy.
Exactly. But like I
So
said,
that's
there's a
why I
lot of
didn't.
bleed over. There's a
Yeah.
lot of bleed over. I primarily picked it because I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, it is a musical comedy kind of film, but that car chase at the end of the film is kind of
Mm.
it's
Well, there's
historical for how
stunts
good
all
it
the way
is.
through it.
Pardon?
There's stunts all the way through it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So I was like, it kind of is to a certain extent, but again, there's so much overlap in
Mm.
the 80s with genres kind of mixing slightly with each other. I mean, RoboCop, Terminator, is it action
Yeah.
or is it? But yeah, that's why I picked it purely for that final chase sequence. Just,
Mm.
I think of good action chase sequences. It's that, Bullet, and The Rock for me
Mm.
in
Yeah.
brilliantly done car chases. But anyway, that will move us on to your first pick, Guy.
Okay, then we're going to go to 1981.
Oh, just to comment as well, that came out in 1980.
I know.
I've got the date there, I just didn't read it out. I'm having a go at myself. Shut up. Carry on. Your first pick.
So yes, 1981, two young independent filmmakers wanted to work together. And so they had a creative baby called Indiana Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, it is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I was going to pick that one, but I had a feeling that you would, so I didn't.
Fucking right, I would.
Yeah,
What can we say, folks? Raiders.
A franchise that is still growing. Well, I say going strong. It's still going. I mean, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull wasn't exactly great.
You know what? I actually liked it. It's one of those, It's a bit controversial to say it, but is
Again,
it as good as the first three? No, but I still liked it. I still
I
enjoyed it.
again, much like AVPR, there's moments that I liked and there's moments that I didn't. And the bit at the end with the CGI alien just it it switched me off right at the end. And that's the last thing that a film should do on its final, little reveal moment. It should not make you go, "Oh, fuck off." It really shouldn't.
Mm,
Aliens, like, really. But yeah, I've not seen Dial of Destiny, so I can't comment on that. But
neither have I. But 15th,
yes,
it
it's
will
coming to Disney
come
Plus.
to Disney Plus.
Yes,
So,
so we'll watch that and check it out. 'Cause
I think I'm not going to say too much about this because I believe that in season 4 we need an Indiana Jones.
I fully agree with you. See, this is what we do when we get towards the end of the series, folks. We come up with movies and we're like, well, considering how long it's been around, it kind of needs its own episode. So we end
Yeah,
up moving it into the next season. So yeah, Indiana Jones, the whole lot we will definitely cover in
yeah,
season
because by
four.
then we'll have seen Dial of Destiny.
Exactly. So
So,
we can give a complete overview of the whole franchise as is. And also we can talk
da,
about
da,
some
da.
action figures because Hasbro have released a range of Indiana Jones action figures
Oh,
in their
da,
Marvel
da,
Legends
da,
scale.
da,
Yeah.
da, da.
And they're in the
Yeah.
Marvel Legends scale, so you could always have Indy versus Spider-Man.
Hmm.
If you want to mix and match your toy displays like I tend to do sometimes.
Well, you cross the streams.
Oh, I always do.
Mm.
Right then, I guess that moves us on to my next pick then.
Yep.
Right. Well, I'm going to go for this one. We're jumping forward to 1982.
Oh,
And he didn't draw First Blood. They did. I am, of course, talking Rambo.
um, the the last time that we did a run through the 80s, you picked Rambo.
Did I pick Rambo? Okay, then. Shit. I should have checked. Right.
Like I did today. I watched the episode back, so I wouldn't pick
Okay,
the
then.
same
Well, I'm
things.
gonna I'm gonna pinch one of my honorable mentions in place of this one, and I'm gonna go with. Pardon?
Nothing, just having a little word with the.
Anyway,
Increasing.
picking one from my honorable mentions and putting it in place of this one, then, because I didn't realize, is one of my childhood favorites because I had a thing about dogs when I was younger. It is a film starring Jim Belushi. Don't you start. It's a film starring Jim Belushi, not John Belushi, and it's a film called Canine, and it's about a policeman and his police dog. Much in the vein of Turner and Hooch, if you've ever seen that.
Yeah,
It's much in the. Have you seen Canine?
yeah.
I like it. Okay, well, moving on to your next pick then.
Don't like Alsatians.
I like that film. I thought it was a cutesy, actiony kind of film where he hates the dog at first, but then comes to love the dog. And I
Mm,
still remember to this day the name of the dog. It was Jerry Lee, and he used to like eating chili, and he stunk the place out with farts. So maybe
yeah,
that's why
no,
it stuck with me. Because
saw the film, but I got mauled in the face by an Alsatian when I was a kid. I've never liked them since. So
fair enough then. Fair enough then. But
don't like Alsatians.
I love that film. If people want to go and check that one out, it is worth watching. They did do a sequel many, many years later.
I don't like Jim Belushi.
He's an acquired taste, like Marmite.
I don't like that either.
Exactly. But yeah, okay, then quickly moving on to your next pick, then seeing as I picked two one that I'd already picked and one you didn't like. So let's move on to the next one.
Yes. Okay. We'll stick in 82. This is a film which I fucking loved. It's called 48 Hours.
With
Starring
Richard Dreyfuss
Nick,
and Eddie Murphy, is it? Is it Richard
Nick
Dreyfuss?
Nolte.
Nick Nolte. Which one am I thinking of with Richard Dreyfuss and Eddie Murphy then?
I don't know. I don't think they've ever done a film together.
They have.
Have they?
Yes.
Oh, we have word from the
Was
adjudicator.
it? Oh, was that Stakeout? Was that one Stakeout?
Could have been. Could have been.
I that I'm confusing the two. Yeah.
No, it wasn't staked out. Can we have a Google? Thank you. I'm getting a Google.
Please, viewers, bear with us while the adjudicator double checks our lack of fact checking.
This is why we have the adjudicator, folks.
Yeah, yeah.
She'll never appear on screen because she won't, because she's Two-Face. But you know, even though I love her dearly, she won't appear on my podcast.
But anyway, while the adjudicator is checking, talk us through 48 hours.
Focus through it.
Focus, yeah. Talk us through it.
Oh, fuck you all. So yeah, Nick Nolte is a hard-bitten 80s detective, and has of course got to track down some escaped prisoners, and he drags Eddie Murphy out of prison because he knows them. He can get them. He's a clever old bastard, is Eddie Murphy, and hijinks occur from there, folks. It's bloody great. It's directed by one of my favorite directors, Walter Hill, who did some absolute classics in the 80s. And action, wisecracks, comedy, got the lot, brilliant soundtrack, and Billy from Predators in it.
Oh, Sonny
Billy
Lander.
Landham. Yes.
God rest his soul. Went up against a predator with a machete and still died.
Hold on. Is the Harlem Nights was
That
Richard
was-
Dreyfuss
That's the
and
one I
Eddie
was
Murphy.
thinking of. Anyway,
Thank you.
there we go.
Thank you to the adjudicator.
Confusion cleared up. Thank you so much, adjudicator.
Oh, hold on. Oh, not Richard Dreyfuss, not Dreyfuss. That was Richard Pryor. Oh,
Oh.
all right. We're totally lost then, folks. I'll be honest.
We'll continue anyway. Moving on.
Yes, it doesn't matter. No, it's a fucking great film. Action and wisecracks and comedy and shooty violence. Fucking great. You can't go wrong. If you've not seen it, for fuck's sake, watch it. Because they did a sequel as well called Another 48 Hours, and
Yes.
it was good.
I've
It's a good
seen,
sequel.
oddly enough, I've actually seen the second one more than I've seen the first one. Don't know why that is. The second one seems to get shown more than the first one does. I don't know why. But
Yeah, I don't know.
when I've been flicking through TV programs and stuff, and I've seen it's always been
No, you're not, yeah, you're not wrong.
and I don't know why. Bloody sequel favoritism. Right then, on to my next pick.
Yes.
Okie dokie. And I'm going to go with that cockroach Tony Montana, played brilliantly by Al Pacino.
Oh.
Scarface. Now, this film just captured everything about the 80s. The 80s is dripping off this film. Like it's one of those films when as soon as you start watching it, you know exactly when it's set.
Yes.
You know exactly which decade it's from.
Just like Miami Vice.
Yeah. You know, mountains of cocaine, the quotable lines from it, say hello to my little friend, and all that, you know, and the stuff with the chainsaw. It was parodied to absolute death.
Oh my God, wasn't it just?
In games like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It even got a video game sequel, Scarface, The World Is Yours, where you play.
I didn't know that.
It basically spins off of the idea of what if he'd survived the end of the film.
Right.
Yeah, if you've never played it, if you've got a working PS2, get hold of it because it is pretty good. It's a little bit GTA, but there are a few mechanics in there that separate it away from GTA and make it its own thing. Oh,
yes, we need to talk about that in a bit.
Maybe a bit, yeah. Mental note. But yeah, Scarface was my pick, and that was released in '83, a year before I even existed. So
there you go. You were spunk.
I was.
So there you go. Well,
your next pick.
Well, that's spunky. Your idea. Okay. Okay. So then, folks, right, for my third pick, we're on the twofer, ladies and gentlemen.
Go on.
The years 1981 and 84, respectively. Are you all right now?
I'm good. Continue.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, there's Spunky Brewster. Oh, I got it with that one.
Keep going. Please continue.
God, you're making me go.
I'm sorry, folks. We kind of had a few libations before recording tonight, so neither of us are kind of on top form. It's nearly Christmas. I mean, we're getting in the spirit of things over here, you know. Don't shoot us.
I've got to get shit faced. I've got a really crap job, so I've got to face it. So
Exactly. Anyway, your next pick, guy.
yes. Excuse me, folks. So yes, 1981 and 1984, respectively. We are talking about the Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
I was gonna put the first one on my list, but I was like, I like the first one and the second together, so I decided not to. But if you're gonna double up it, then fair play.
I'm going to make it large,
Oh yeah,
just like Dom DeLuise.
yeah. It's only an extra 50p.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, come on, folks, you've all seen this, surely.
Oh yeah, I've seen it multiple times. It was one of those films that oftenly got showed on ITV on like a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
Because
cut to absolute fuck. But
oh
yeah,
yeah. But because those were the only afternoons of the week my dad had off, we would sit and watch TV together. And 9 times out of 10, we would watch films like Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Bandit, Any Which Way But Loose with
yeah.
and Clyde, the orangutan. I love growing up. I love that orangutan. I love, yeah, I love that orangutan. But
Well, that monkey was on coke. Fucking coked up monkey. I mean, because I think it's the same one in Cannonball Run 1 and 2. I think it's
quite
the same.
quite possibly, yeah. Yeah.
Because he starts beating that geezer up, doesn't he, in Cannonball Run 2? And it's oh,
Yeah, Cannonball, the
first
first.
coked up monkey.
Well, it was the 80's. I mean, you know, why not? But yeah, definitely check those two films out, even with
Yeah.
Monkey.
Oh, yeah, especially when he's picking up the phone and going,
Oh, yeah. Or when he gets into bed with his mother and leans over.
yeah.
I love
But
those films.
they're fucking brilliant. It's like what's it? Because you got Ricardo Montalban in the second one. He just gets Jamie Farr by the nose. He's like doing that to him. You do that sound effect. He's like, wow. He's like, wow. He gets me every time.
Yeah, Cannonball Run. You check it out, even with a coked up monkey. You know, just. Oh, that orangutan's going ape. Did you just species him?
But no, I mean I can't say the good things. It's so funny.
Oh, fucking yeah, very, very good film. Oh, right. My next pick. Fucking calm down and stop laughing long enough. Oh, I think we might need to take a 5-minute break in a minute, guys. I think we might. Anyway, my next pick. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna pause recording for 2 minutes. We'll be right back. We will be right back, I promise. And we're back. Sorry about that, everyone. Once corpsing happens, it rolls down the hill, you know. So we got a little off track there, but we're back. We've calmed down. We're back. Moving on with my next pick for classic 80s action, I'm going to go with Connor McLeod from the Clan McLeod, with Sean Connery playing a Spanish Egyptian. It is, of course, Highlander.
Oh, yes.
Absolute fucking love this film.
Yes. Yes. I love the film.
But you love the soundtrack more?
I love the soundtrack. I
Yes,
love the film. I love the TV series.
I do. I did watch some of that, and I liked what I did see of it.
I watched all of it.
Oh, I bet you did. I saw the made for TV movies that kind of tied the films to the show because it had both the characters in it.
Yeah.
So I did watch a couple of those. I think the one I watched was the last one that I watched was Highlander Endgame. I do believe it was the
Yeah.
last one that Christopher Lambert was in.
Yes.
God bless him, brilliant actor. Absolutely love him. But yeah, if
Well,
you've not,
shout out for Aidan Paul as well.
oh yeah, yeah, shout out to him as well. If you've not seen Highlander, why haven't you seen Highlander? That's all I can really
Yeah.
say about it. Hello, Gizmo.
Yeah, you fucking cunts. Watch Highlander.
Yeah, go and watch Highlander. Go and enjoy the classic 80s action that it is. For me, my favorite character in it is the Kurgan, played
Oh,
brilliantly by Clancy Brown, who is
get up.
kind of my. I know he's a little bit older than me, but he's kind of a celebrity crush of mine. I just love that voice of his. He's voiced so many characters, including Mr. Krabs in
Oh,
SpongeBob
yeah.
SquarePants. Clancy Brown, I love you.
Mm. Shout out for the clans.
Oh yeah, but yeah, go check out Highlander. Amazing film, soundtrack,
Oh,
score, everything.
could be
Hmm,
another.
maybe we'll put that on the maybe pile. Put that on the maybe pile. We've got a pile of definites. We've got a pile of maybes. That one on the maybe pile because as great as it is, it's only really the first one that's any good. The second one's the third, and yeah, maybe we'll consider it. We'll talk about this later behind the camera. Don't you start. Right, quickly moving on. Your next pick, random man.
Right. Okay. Fast forward. 1985.
Flash forward.
Flaccid forward.
Well, I mean, if you're swinging that way.
Low and lazy.
And his paws are hung low. Sorry. Sorry.
Bit of racism there, ladies and gentlemen.
Borderline, that one. That's borderline. Anyway, continuing.
Yes. So, American Ninja.
I did see that one.
Hooray.
Not one of my favorites. Not one of my favorites, but still a good action film. Still a good action film.
It's got ninjas.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'll say that about it. I didn't love it,
Well,
but I didn't hate it.
Well, I loved it. So,
There we go.
yes, some of the acting is a bit shonky. Some of the dialogue's a bit shonky. But there is action aplenty and beeping over at your side.
Sorry, it was a Facebook notification from Tony.
Hey, Tone.
Thanks, Tone.
Thanks, Tone. Cheers for interrupting. Yep. But no, it's one of them things. I saw the trailer for it back in the 80s when I was a wee lad, and I was like, oh, ninjas. Oh.
I think I watched it.
Cool looking black dude with a fucking great afro. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm that.
I think I may have watched it when I was doing my whole I Love Ninjas thing, thanks to Ninja Turtles when I was younger. So that's probably what drew me to it. It was the fact that, oh, it's ninjas, you know, like the turtles. But I can't remember too much about it. And like I said, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was a good action film, but I've seen better. That's all I'm saying. I've seen better. That's all I'm saying. Okay, then.
And bags.
Continuing. My pick now?
Yeah, go on.
Right, for my last pick, and this is probably another one that's going to raise a couple of eyebrows because it is definitely more comedy. Definitely more comedy. But before she was a nun, before she was a psychic helping Sam Wheat reconnect with Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg starred in Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Oh, yeah.
I love this film.
Great film.
Absolutely
Great
love
film.
this film. Whoopi Goldberg at her comedy best, in my
Mm.
opinion. I mean, okay, time's gone on. Whoopi's got older, as have we all. And, but when you go back to the very beginning of her career with things like this,
Mm.
you see instantaneously just how quick and how funny she really, really is. And I love the film. I love the soundtrack, the fact that it uses Jumpin' Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones. The bit where
Mm.
she's in her apartment wearing the penguin slippers trying to decipher the lyrics and dancing along to it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite, absolute favorite things. And it's kind of a spy thriller, but
Yeah.
also a comedy. So again, blending of the genres, and that's why I love this film because it's a bit action, it's a bit comedy, it's a bit
Mm.
spy espionage type stuff. Very early use of like chatting via computers and things like that. Because I mean, this was
Yeah. Yeah.
86. This was 1986. Chat rooms and the internet was still kind of a long way off at that point. So it was,
Yeah, it was. It really was.
it pushed the boundary of what computers were capable of doing, kind of. So
Mm.
yeah, and I love it for that very reason. So if you've not seen it, go check it out. Jumpin' Jack Flash, Whoopi Goldberg, 1986.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
Marvelous, dear.
Right. So it's my turn. It's my last choice
Your
film.
final choice.
And could we go to the 80s action without a little bit of Sly?
Oh,
Of course we couldn't.
get the sly one in.
Get a Sly one in indeed. 1986 as you were there. We'll stay there.
We'll stay in the 86. It's a good year.
Cobra.
Oh, yes. Cobra. I remember that, oddly enough, more for an advert that you used to show on Sky Movies way, way, way back in when Sky was like an early thing.
Mm.
And the narrator was just so over the top, so full on with it. Coming to Sky Movies this Saturday at 8 p.m. You know, full, full on like arena
Oh,
announcer type voice for it.
we should have had a coked up monkey doing that instead.
And whenever the guy said Cobra, it would actually flash up the Cobra thing on his gun.
Yeah, the Cobra.
Yeah, it would flash that up every time it said Cobra. This Saturday, Cobra with the fucking gun right in the camera. It was just like, okay, we get it. It's a
Yeah.
guy who's got a Cobra on his gun. Thank you. I'm already interested.
Mm.
But
It's a
yeah,
great film.
brilliant, brilliant action film.
Have
Brilliant.
you, if you've not seen it, basically the idea of the film is that there is this sort of new Darwinism sort of cult going around LA,
Yeah,
killing the weak so the strong's alive.
yeah.
And Sly stars as Marion Cobretti, who is a part of the LAPD's Zombie Squad,
As they call
because
it.
they get the shit that no one else wants to do. And he's tasked with he's given the task of stopping them because they're all out to kill Brigitte Nielsen, who witnessed them killing somebody else.
Mm.
And Brigitte Nielsen looking at one of the hottest.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very good film. Very good film. Recommendations all round, guys.
Yeah, it
All
has got
round.
everything you need. It's got funnies, it's got Sly, it's got action. All of the main baddie has been in all sorts of things. Brian Thompson, he's been in loads of Star Trek. He's been in all sorts of things. He's got that quintessential bad guy face.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some actors just do though, don't they? They
Yeah,
no
he's
matter
got
what
bad
role
guy.
they play, they're going to turn out to be the villain at the end.
Yeah,
Even if they're a good guy, they're going to be the villain at the
Mm.
end.
But no, of course, so Cabretti, ends up being the one who has to stop them all. And it's a pretty good film.
Yeah.
It's got one of the nicest cars I've ever seen.
Car.
Mm. And it's got a great car chase. It's got shooty bang bang plenty. It's great. So
Oh, definitely, definitely. Very high octane action in that film as well.
yeah, I can't see any of our audience having not seen it.
But if they haven't, go and watch it. It's
Tony.
you, Tony.
Tony.
Well, then that's it. That's our picks, and it brings us on to our honorable mentions.
Yes, it does.
And I only have one because I had to pinch one from my honorable mentions. And I totally didn't do this intentional, but I've just looked at how I wrote them down, and I'm like, oh shit, Jim Belushi's in both of these. We're in 1988, and it is Red Heat, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. Now,
Wow.
for an Arnie film, it's very, very good. I mean, he's a Russian policeman in America at pretty much the height of the Cold War.
Mm.
And I still remember that opening scene where he's in is it like the bathhouse in Russia where he picks up the burning hot stone
Yeah.
and he just holds it and holds it and holds it. And it's like, okay, wow. Like, it just hooks you in. It's a brilliant, brilliant film. I can't remember exactly why he was in America. Something to do with a murder, wasn't it? Or drug trafficking?
Think so.
It's been a while since I've watched it, folks. I picked it like again, it's an honorable mention because I've not seen it that much.
Mm.
But and the scene I can remember at the end is where Schwarzenegger tells him about an old custom where they swap watches.
Mm.
And he gives him a really expensive Rolex, and in return, he gets a cheap, crappy East German watch. That's the main thing I remember about that film. So maybe go check that one out if you've not seen it.
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen that.
I may have to give it a hunt now. Go see if I can find it.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, your
Well,
honorable mentions because you said you had
honorable.
two.
Yeah, I do have two. Sticking with our old pal Arnie, the Running Man.
Oh, hmm.
Hmm.
Isn't
What?
that more sci-fi than act? Again, blending of
No.
the genres, isn't it? It's kind of like where does it sit?
Oh, no,
It's set in the future, so it's kind of sci-fi, but it's more action than it is sci-fi. So, I'll allow it. I'll allow it because blending of the genres, it's more action than sci-fi. So I might disqualify this one.
Should allow it. So. Should allow it. Should
Yeah, I will.
fucking...
You better fucking believe I'll allow it. My show, my channel. Love you, really, guy. You know it. You know I'm only fucking with you.
You wish you were.
Anyway,
But yeah,
Running Man. Yeah,
the
brilliant.
Running Man, or if it was a carry-on film, because you'd have like the title when you or so the Running Man or Carry On Pegging It.
Carry on begging it. Carry on
No,
getting down to the shops for me, love.
yeah, it's the near future again. Funny how everything in the 80s is the near future.
Oh yeah, violent TV shows have taken over.
Yes, they have indeed, and of course, the Running Man is top of the ratings, but
Yeah,
they've peaked and they're not going anywhere. So, of course, they need Arnie, don't they? Get those ratings up.
yep, yep.
But what a film! It's brilliant. It's got everything you want in it. It's got for
It's got
some reason.
Ventura wearing a very questionable toupee.
Oh, Captain Free! I love that.
It's the toupee that gets me though. It's very questionable on Jesse Ventura.
Yes, it is.
It's
Yes.
I mean, the mustache is one thing, but
Mm.
that little mop he had on was just like, Jesse, what are
Oh,
you doing?
it's like, oh, bless you, Jesse.
Yeah. And then when he's kitted out in all the armor crap.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Not doing this.
But yeah, brilliant film. Absolutely love it.
I think we need to do a British version though.
Come on,
Are you gonna send down that shoot?
Boris Johnson.
Yeah, send him in. That's it.
Send the whole Tory party one after the other.
Yeah. I'd send Jim Davidson down the chute. Fucking get in there, you cockney prick. Then I'd fucking bring him back. And then I'd send him down the chute again, but I'd fill it with poo.
It really would be in the shit then, wouldn't it?
I'm harsh, but I'm fair, folks. I'm harsh, but I'm
True, it's true. But yeah, that's no more. Oh, you've got one more, haven't you?
fair.
Sorry.
I've got one more. The Deadpool.
Oh, Clint
Because we've
Eastwood.
got to have some Clint, haven't we? No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I did look at that one when it was on the list, but I was like, I've seen it maybe twice in my whole life.
Oh, that's because you're a Philistine.
No, it's just because I don't own any Clint Eastwood films, unfortunately. Actually, that's a
You
lie.
fucking should.
That's a lie. I think I do have one. The Western, Unforgiven. I think I own that.
So once again, we need a new host. We need a new co-host.
Sorry, I'm letting the side down.
Hornhead gets fired.
Action films aren't really my forte, though. You're the actiony one. I'm the more geeky one. You know, you're not 100% geek, but I'm more geek than you.
Don't be
I make
fucking
my own
dissing
masks
my,
and create
don't be
films in my
dissing my
spare time.
geek credentials, lady. I'll fucking tell you what. Don't you be dissing my geek.
Okay, then out of the two of us, who has more collectibles?
It doesn't matter about the collectibles.
Ah, geekdom is measured in levels of collectability. Don't worry, yours will increase come Christmas. Oh, he's got a Mando pop. No, that's a Boba Fett. Yeah, Bob A. Feet.
Don't you be fucking started. Hornheads get cocky.
You know you love me, really, and this is all just banter.
Anyway,
Anyway, yes, Deadpool, not the Marvel comic character, the Deadpool.
the Deadpool, Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry himself. Oh,
That's a crossover we need. Deadpool in Deadpool.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Apart from the fact that Clint stopped acting.
Well, I meant they could take old footage and just splice Ryan Reynolds into it.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
they did with the Wolverine thing at the end of Deadpool 2 when he jumped into Origins.
Mm.
Just splice him in with old footage. They could do it. They could do it. Deep fake
Well, they
it.
could now.
Bang
Yeah.
all that shit. You know, we could do it. We could do it.
But yeah, basically what happens is celebrities start getting killed,
Yeah.
and a list comes out called The Deadpool, where people bet on which celebrity is going to get offed next.
Yep.
And then, of course, action ensues.
Is
Someone's
this
got to stop it.
is
Harry
this,
Callahan's going to stop it.
yeah, Dirty Harry Callahan. Is this the film I'm thinking of where Andrew Robinson played the bad guy? Is it
No.
No, he played the bad guy. Is it Scorpius or Scorpio?
Scorpio, that's the first one, Dirty Harry.
Sorry, yeah, getting them confused again. Again, not a huge actiony, this kind of action.
I have them all on Blu-ray.
Oh, well, I may have to borrow them and give them a watch then. And while I'm watching those, you can watch the Toxic Avenger films.
Right.
Either
That's
that
a
or
fast,
I'll
that's a
clockwork.
fast swap.
Either that or I will clockwork orange style make you watch gargoyles non-stop. Pin your eyes open and everything.
I can sleep with my eyes
Yeah, but I bet you can't sleep with your balls attached to a taser.
open. But either way, folks, no, Liam Neeson is the bad guy in this.
Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
And it's a very early appearance of Jim Carrey.
Yes, I do remember it for that. Me and my friend were talking about Jim Carrey earlier, and that popped up in conversation.
And a certain rock band called Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, if you fucking bother to watch it, you fucking watch.
I've not seen them in many, many years. I've not watched them all. I don't know which ones I've watched though, because it was usually a case again of my dad watching a film. I happen to be in the front room with him, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks interesting. I'll sit and watch it now."
Well, at least your dad got paid attention.
Well, he did. He did have good taste. Anyway,
So that will be it for my that's that.
yeah.
It's
See,
talking it once again.
I'm keeping mine. You scrunch yours up. I'm keeping mine so that I know for next time.
Wow.
I don't have to do research then. I can just look at what I did last time and go, oh, yeah, I've already picked that.
Well, as we saw earlier.
Yes, exactly my point. I've learned.
Martas, JB.
Yes. And Smug Twat Award goes to this man right here. I'm going to put that as your nickname. The random Smug Twat.
Fair enough. I'm immune to it. So.
I don't think YouTube would let me get away with that one. Though. I may come up with something. But anyway. So then that's it
I
for
want
tonight's
to see the
episode.
monkey.
Yeah, I know.
And you chickened out.
Well, I was worried because I've heard there's an algorithm now that if it catches swear words in the first 30 seconds of your video, they tend to get a bit angry about that. So, having Cunty the Monkey Boy be the first thing that appears on screen would not be good.
I'll see.
Yes, they say you are what you eat. I'm a pussy. Thank you very much. That makes you a dick.
I said, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I'll eat them too.
You got to listen.
I will eat the wussies too. With a nice with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
That's something else I watched this week as well. Season 3 of Hannibal.
Any good?
Fucking marvelous, yeah.
Oh, we've gone back to the beginning of the episode. Fucking hell.
Uh-huh.
We've walked through time, folks.
Circular. Everything's circular.
And on hour 2 of this night's podcast.
I know, right? We're going along, folks.
We are. We're heading off. It's time for medications. It's time for straight jackets and time for me to get back in my cell.
Fair enough.
They keep a room open for me at Ashwood Asylum. Everybody knows this.
No, that's true. That's true. Has Scully got anything to say today?
No, Scully's having a quiet one today.
Well, fuck you then. Don't say anything.
From Scully.
Fucking skull twat. Not talking to me. Fuck you.
Oh, you made him sad now.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
Kenneth Williams looking motherfucker.
Anyway. Good night, everybody.
Yes, good night, folks. Good night. It's been a bit of a weird one tonight. We're both fucked.
I don't think we should drink next time we're recording, honestly.
Oh, I do.
Well, I think one of us should be the designated recorder then. But anyway, good night, my sweet tortured souls. I have been the wonderful Miss Violet.
And I have been the sense of dread coming to season 4. No, I've really been the random man.
So, remember, gotta do the sign out.
Yes, we have.
So remember, everybody, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get
Get
sadistic.
sadistic.
Bye.
And if you can't be fucking good, be random. And if you can't be random, Christ, get yourself to a doctor. Off you go, folks.
Night, everyone.